So the other day I was asked for some advice on laying out photographs on LinkedIn. So, LinkedIn photo layouts. LinkedIn's really weird. It seems to be the only platform that does it, but it actually changes the aspect ratio of each space that you get depending on how many photographs you use. So if you're using one photograph, you get landscape and portrait. If you're using two, you get two portraits, but they are approximately 10 by 8. If you're using three, you get landscape, portrait and portrait, again approximately 10 by 8. 4, you get a landscape, but this time you get a square, and in 5 you get 2 portraits and 3 squares. So you might be wondering, why does this matter and why do I need to take it into account to make a good LinkedIn post? Okay, so most of us take pictures in a landscape format that is wider than it is taller, and a lot of people will stick to arranging the stuff within that either haphazardly, so without much concern, or following kind of old out-of-date ideas around how you should structure a photograph. Apologies for the drawing, I'm not a drawer, that's why I'm a photographer. So if this was our standard landscape photograph that we've taken and we were to upload it into LinkedIn in a one image layout, then you would see the whole thing. But as soon as you come to add it into a different group, you're going to get different aspects of that image removed, and it will make it less engaging for the audience. So for example, if it was presented in a 2:2, then you're going to end up with a portrait, and it takes pretty much from the centre. So that means that your subject is going to get cut out, you're going to be left with a lot of dead space, a lot of the interesting stuff is missing. So we want to avoid that. Now you can do crop, which means that you would crop purposefully to this area to make that a more interesting picture. Okay, so the same again goes for when we have a square layout. Again, it will take most of the image, but it will also crop off the ends. This might not be as bad because your subject might fall within, but it is going to still leave a lot of dead space there. Ideally, you kind of want your square over here, so more of the image is filled with the interesting bit. And the final one is in a landscape with a triptych, or in a quadtych, I suppose. Then what happens is it tends to top and bottom, goes for a slimmer aspect ratio. So everything in this area would get cut off. So that's not so bad because obviously point of interest is here, but again it leaves a lot of dead empty space. So ideally you want to crop again to make that either a tighter crop on the subject, or you might want to crop lower depending on where the subject is, so that you maintain all the lower interest, such as the people along the bottom. The line's got a little bit out of control, but hopefully that helps explain different ways that you can maximise the image in the different layouts.